Good morning and welcome to another Ministry Minute with Pastor T. Look here, this morning I'm talking about you have to participate in the miracle. I'm in the New Living Translation Bible. I'm in the book of Second Kings, chapter 4, starting at verse 1. One day, the widow of a member of the group of prophets came to Elijah and cried out, "My husband who served you is dead, and you know how he feared the Lord. But now a creditor has come threatening to take my two sons as slaves. What can I do to help you?" Elijah asked. "Tell me, what do you have in the house?" "Nothing at all except a flask of olive oil," she replied. And Elijah said, "Borrow as many empty jars as you can from your friends and neighbors. Then go into your house with your sons and shut the door behind you. Pour olive oil from your flask into the jars, setting each one aside when it is filled." So she did as she was told. Her sons kept bringing jars to her, and she filled one after another. Soon every container was full to the brim. "Bring me another jar," she said to one of her sons. "There aren't any more," he told her. And then the olive oil stopped flowing. When she told the man of God what had happened, he said to her, "Now sell the olive oil and pay your debts, and you and your sons can live off what's left over." Amen. Look here. Now, God is going to perform miracles in our life. But there's sometimes we got to participate in the miracle. And this is one of those times. Here it is. Her husband was a prophet. He died. And he left some oil behind. Elijah came and said, "What is in the house?" She said, "Nothing at all except a flask of olive oil." The very thing that was to help deliver her, she looked over and she counted it as nothing. We got to stop looking at things as just ordinary. And we got to say, "Lord, what is in my house that I can use for I can help myself and to help my children so that we ain't hungry, we ain't starving." And here it is. Elijah said, he said, "Look here, borrow as many empty jars as you can from your friends and your neighbors." Here it is. Her and her children have been suffering in silence. And now Elijah is saying, "You got to go tell somebody your business so you can get what you need, so you can be delivered." And many times, because many of us have grew up in an era where you don't talk about what's going on in this house. Whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. But there comes a time when the Lord makes us put our business out there on Front Street. He make us tell him. Don't nobody else tell it. He make us tell it. Elijah said, "Go borrow from your friends. Go borrow from your neighbors." And no doubt when she went to her neighbors, they going to ask her, "Girl, what you need some vessels for? What you need some of my jars for? You ain't got enough jars of your own. What you need mine for?" And so here it is. He says, "Go borrow." And so they were suffering in silence. Now they got to make their situation known to the neighborhood. And then when they came back in, he said, "Shut the door." And so here it is. Although they had to go tell people about what was happening, the miracle, it was performed after they were obedient. After she was obedient and her sons went and got all these jars, they came back in, they shut the door, and Elijah gave them instructions to start pouring the flask of oil that she said it ain't nothing but a little flask of oil. And the oil began to pour, and it kept pouring as long as she had jars. You have to participate in the miracle. Quit talking about you don't want nobody in your business. You don't know how God's going to deliver you. You don't know how God's going to work it out. You don't know who God already has in place. He just wants you to go, be obedient, open up your mouth, and participate in the miracle. And so it is. Uh, uh, she asked her sons, "Bring me another jar." She said to one of her sons, "There aren't any more," he told her. and then the olive oil stopped flowing. As long as she had vessels to put it in, God continued to pour. But as soon as the vessels ran out, the oil ceased. You have to participate in your miracle. Empty yourself out so God could fill you up. And most of us ain't being filled up because we too full. We full of something that God didn't give us. We full of something that we need to get rid of. Empty out yourself so you can continue to be full. Because when you full of yourself, the oil can't pour. When you full of yourself and you too big for your britches, the oil can't pour. So on today, just know you have to participate in your own miracle. Amen. God bless you. I hope you've enjoyed this ministry minute. If it be the Lord's will, I'll be back Sunday with a preach word. There will be no ministry minute tomorrow. Amen. Have a good day.